Every morning, growing up, my mother at 5 a.m. used to practice her Carnatic music. So every morning, me and my brother and my sister, very, like almost opposed to this thing that's happening to us, used to wake up to my mom singing this music. And my mom's very interesting because she would structure everything to the T. And then whenever she started practicing, she'd just break away from it and go free, you know? My parents are both intellectuals. They're very, 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 very smart. Me and my brother, and my sister's very smart too, but me and my brother, not so much, not in the academic sense of it at least. So she gave us this license to go and try and create things in our minds or figure out things for ourselves. They weren't home that much, but they always kind of took care of us. So we just built this world in our heads. We grew up doing karate, we grew up doing music, singing, instruments, painting, sports, piano, all this stuff, right? For no outcome. There was no reason for it. It was never like, oh, you're doing these things because one day you're gonna be a musician or you're gonna be a thingy, whatever. It was just because that's how your brain grows. Well, I feel like, you know, if you're allowed to do things, be exposed to different things, then that exposure kind of, no matter what you do, feeds into it and helps you. So, did they think that I was gonna go and do something like this? No. We're not from that kind of a background. But is it their fault? Hell yeah. The direction I'm taking now, right now, I'm pivoting strongly towards producing and directing and writing because I love to act so much. I really want to just act. I really want to just be able to harness these characters and these people and tell them truly and truthfully. But my story is pretty unique. So if I'm looking for the story that apparently only I can tell, right? I'll have to tell it myself. So that's my pivot in that front. Like I'm moving towards that because it's fun and I want it to keep being fun and I don't want to get caught in the stuff that people get jaded by, you know? This is beautiful, this is fun and we get to do it. And sometimes we get paid for it. I mean, that's crazy. Yeah. I didn't act in school. My theater teacher in school, one time, I was just in class. I was a really bad student. I was sitting there and he wanted all of us to talk on the phone to someone that didn't exist. And for whatever reason, I had this full-blown conversation on this phone that I kind of needed to have. And I just did it on this phone while these people are here. And he was like, dude, that was very interesting. Okay, next. But for me, that was like, that was fun. One time I played a tree in a play, but that's as much as a chance that I'd been given or gotten. Later on in life, when I was 16, A.V. Kaufman and Ang Lee had me audition over these 6 months of rounds for this film called Life of Pi. I was not an actor. I was not even supposed to be there. I was there to support my brother, who's also a great actor and a musician. But I was just there, and these guys thought maybe I was one of the people that was auditioning, so they were like, oh, here's the sheet, and go do it. And I was like, no, I'm not here for this. And they thought I was nervous. And to just kind of be like, all right, cool, man, stop. If you stop talking to me, I'll do this. I did it. And that strange moment then led to this whole series of events, and I finally did that movie. So if you ask me who gave me a chance, it was really that random person who handed me that sheet, who worked for Dilip Shankar, who lives in New Delhi and is a saint in all the ways that can be understood. When I got the opportunity, nothing changed. I just thought it was funny because I didn't really want it or really care that much. I didn't understand what was going to happen. Change is a funny thing. I don't think you can really say that this moment changed me. You know, if a moment did change you, it's like 3 years later that you kind of start like delving into it, and that change will change itself many times over. So I changed a lot, but I didn't change that much either. And it's been an absolute beautiful journey. I've learned how to be trusting of myself slowly. At first I didn't understand it and I didn't understand the struggle because I didn't have to in the beginning. Why did it happen for me? And I didn't really try. Can I do this without struggling? You know? Then slowly over time you realize that that happened, that is a blessing, that set your life, that forced you into a place where you can go and explore, and you kind of have to. There's no coming back to Suraj, 16-year-old Suraj living in Mandakini, playing football and being a raggedy ass character. Then I realized that even though I did this, it's not going to be like everybody's going to hand me everything. Pretty much nobody did after that. And then I slowly struggled and struggled and struggled, and I still struggle. So if you ask me if I relate, 1,000%. But I don't think it has something to do with art or creativity or the film industry. I think it has to do with like forcing yourself out of your comfort space or zone. Then we all struggle. And struggle is the best thing because it like forces you to see who you are, learn what you can deal with, learn what you're capable of, relate with people, understand how people are dealing with things, know how to listen, know how to think about things, because you know that this person's also going through a tough time, you know what I mean? It's much better than it was. And I think it's much better for the simple reason that there are more South Asians, more people of color. South Asians is a small term, I feel like. It's just more diversity behind the camera, in the ideating process, in the story writing process, in the way you're looking at this, in the lens crafting, as it were, you know, in the way you're shaping this perspective. I think that's why it's much better. If I were to manifest something, it would be to bring my people with me. You know, I've been given so many opportunities, and I'll continue to be probably given that and also give myself that. But I know the people who know me, and I know how much patience they've had for me, how much they've given just to be like, dude, you don't know Suraj, but you should, you know. And I want them up here with me, you know. That's what I want. I want my sister to do well. I want my brother to make his music, be in movies. I want the friends that were there for me when I was like homeless in New York or living on a couch, being after pie. I want all of them with me. That's what I want to manifest. Because if that happens, then it'll be the best. All I know is this: everybody on that set would have dropped their lives for Ang. He's a leader in the most beautiful way. He's not leading with fear. He's not leading with flamboyance. He's not proclaiming leadership. He gives you the sense that what you are doing is so important. I need you. I need you. I need you to be the best you are. Because we're going to try and make something that requires a miracle every day. He's a leader, man. And the way he brought stuff out of people, I can never ever explain to anybody. 600 people from all across the world in this airport in Taiwan, surrounded by blue screens, blue water. And all we had to guide us was a man who knew how to communicate his vision. And it was epic. I mean, like the way the team was formed, the love that everybody, and by the way, Ang's a leader. but he chooses leaders to be with him. The funny thing is, I don't think anybody knew what we were making except him. You know, he's such a man manager. He's a person to person. He knows people so well, dude. He knows the way, he's willing to see you. And I feel like people felt seen. My legacy would be that my people are good. I don't really care for other stuff like accolades and all that. But what I do care about is that, you know, we're all in this thing. All of us human beings have been on this journey. Legacy. You know, I'm legacy. We're all legacy, and there's a future that is coming. And the future that is coming is going to be very interesting. It's going to be a new way of living and very different. So to promote humanity, to promote kindness, to have your people be good, to know how to love, to show interest, to be able to see and listen, and to know that outside of this fear and outside of this differentiation and outside of this, all of that, we have been doing this. You've existed before. You are your legacy. Your people around you are your legacy. And you'll come back here. So leave it how you want to come back to it, buddy. You know. Energy, I don't know what it is, but there's a warmth, which is great. There is a steadfastness. There is a comfort in identity. And I feel like the people involved here are strong-minded and heartful, and I mean this genuinely. And I think it's gonna go somewhere. What I saw yesterday and what I have been seeing, the films I have been seeing, this is very good. This is a good trajectory. This is moving well. This is gonna be a good thing. This is a good thing. So I would like to come back as much as I can. Hopefully I can come back with movies. And if not, I can come back with other stuff. I wonder if eventually they're also going to bring music into this. I feel like it would be a cool, interesting thing to do. A place of culture to come together, a place for diaspora to meet diaspora, to meet diaspora, to meet everybody else. You have to be very comfortable if you're gonna, not comfortable in life, but in your heart, in a sense, in your soul, in your identity, to be able to be pulling this kind of stuff off. I feel like this is the perfect place for it, and I'm looking forward to it. And hopefully next time I'll come back with some movies, man.